I am on the board. Actually, I'm a board delegate. So I'm pulling this up at the as I talk here. I'm a board delegate for Wildlife for Tomorrow, as I am the vice president of Wildlife for Tomorrow. So let's get into exactly what we saw from that. All right, let's get into several things. By the way, a lot of fun meeting with the group because Arizona, the Arizona Sportsmen for Wildlife Conservation is a group of groups. Really, there's a lot of individuals there, but there's a lot of groups. So you have a very, very big reach, and they get legislative. They weigh in on topics where they feel they need to weigh in, like OHV. That's the side by sides, the off road stuff. A lot of that stuff going on right now. The feral horses. There's a ton of things to weigh in on, but when you get a group like that together, a group that has that many numbers, a group that has that type of influence, guess what? Legislators pay attention when a letter comes from the Arizona Sportsmen for Wildlife Conservation and it has all of these groups and individuals signed on to it. They start to pay attention, and hopefully they are going to be paying attention bigly. I really, really hope they're going to pay attention bigly. And you know what? Doggone it, I left at the ranch. Anyway, there is a group of people, and you know who you are when it comes to the draw, whether it is deer draw, elk, whatever, ram, bison, javelina, whatever you're putting in for, sandhill crane, don't care. Y'all wait till the last minute. What in the world is this all about? I believe the number was from the magic person that runs the draw at your Arizona Game and Fish Department. And by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, there is a video right below. You can go find it, the Arizona Draw, and exactly how it works. Exactly how it works. And by the way, I was standing in between the commissioner of your Arizona Game and Fish Department, reports to the governor, reports to now the second governor, and the director of Arizona Game and Fish, the two boss men of all conservation in Arizona. Hey, did you get drawn? No. Hey, did you get drawn? No. So if y'all think anything shady going on with our draw, think again. The bosses don't get it. The commissioners have commission tags, as we're going to talk extensively about today and next week. They don't even give them. They have tags to give away. They don't keep one for themselves. There's only 5 of them. Who would know? Yeah, they don't. There's no special. There's no one's on the take. No one's getting stuff for theirs. Because I'll tell you, if you're new to Arizona, the draw is a very big deal. It took me 9 years to get drawn for an elk tag. 9. 9, for instance, in the South. 9 años to get drawn for an elk tag. And then afterwards, subsequently, I've been drawn 3 times in 5 years. So that is 3 times in 6 years. Sorry. So it just is what it is. It's a system that is completely random. No, Mike, they give preference to out-of-state tags. They give to out-of-state tags. That's actually a pass. And if you can watch the video down below here on YouTube, or get over to YouTube and check it out, The Go Show with Mike Russell, you'll be able to see exactly what that is. Because by statute or law, or maybe those are the same things, I don't know. I don't have a college degree. There's a certain percentage that it stops at of out-of-state tags, and just stops. That's the amount of tags that we can give for out-of-state people, and that's it. Because everyone in state, you're kicking in, you're doing it, you're participating in the model here in Arizona, so you should be rewarded with tags. Period. But there's no secret sauce. I was on a mule deer hunt 3 years ago. And I was at the bottom of a hill, and I looked up and I saw 2 guys that had just taken a deer, and I wanted to help them down with it. It looked like they were struggling. So I zip up, and it's me. I more meandered up. I slowly paced myself on the way up. And I asked him, hey, you need some help? Yeah, great. Yeah. And then we're just kind of we're not even really talking on the way. This is a heavy deer. So we get down to their side by side. We throw it in the back. They toss me a beer. We start chatting it up. And it went like this. Yeah, this is our first year hunting in Arizona. It's our first year putting in for the draw. Okay, right away, you know what I'm thinking, because you're thinking the same thing. It's my first year. Yeah, no big deal. Like, okay, wow, that's really lucky. Cool. Congratulations, right? That's really cool. Yeah, we didn't really know where to go, what to do, so we just went over there to Circle K and got some coffee. And we asked the guy behind the counter if he knew any place to go, and he said, "Come to this hill right here." And we went off this hill and boom, there we go. We hit it. They didn't hit it, by the way. I actually watched these guys hit it. It was the wildest thing. I think they took 5 shots at it. And they missed 4 times. I think it was just a cover mission is what it was. But there's no shadiness. But what happened was this year, I believe it was between 50 and 80,000 tags came in last day. What are y'all waiting for? Do you think it's that? Do you think it's like the IRS in like, oh, if I file for an extension, yeah, I'm definitely not going to get audited. Or if I file on time, if I file right away, I'm not going to get audited. It's all myth. It just is. It is what it is. Now, the IRS, I don't really know, but I mean, kind of same line of thinking, right? That if I wait till the last minute, I'm going to be the ones wrong. This is all computer generated, period. It isn't like the hoppers that we used to do when you spin it up and everybody shows up to the Game and Fish Department, they get drawn. That's why they call it draw. It's not that way anymore. And, if I wait till the very end, maybe I'm on top. Maybe I'm on that outside of the drum, more likely to get drawn. Okay, fine. If those are the odds you want to play, those are the odds you want to play. But I'm going to tell you 2 things. One, it doesn't matter when you put in. It just doesn't. Sorry. Just random numbers to a computer. Computers don't stack things. That's all it is. It's just random. The passes are not random. The passes that they take for first option, second option, third, those aren't random, but they are. But it isn't dealt with a stack and what arrived, what entry was placed in there before, because again, it's a computer. So that doesn't even matter. And B, I'd say buckle up and just get to last week's podcast. That's really the best thing for you. When you get to last week's podcast, what you're going to find is alternatives, what to do. Did you know we have 365 days of hunting in this great state? In the state of Arizona, we have 365 days of hunting. You can hunt Euro dove, you can hunt rabbit, you can hunt a litany of things. Keep your freezer full. You can fish year round. Keep your freezer full. And it's that easy. It's that easy. Now let's get to it. Next week, I am going to have, I hope, Steve Clark from Arizona Elk Society. And I'm going to have Commissioner Jim Guggenauer on the program to present 2 sides of an issue that is bubbling up. And it is what it is. I don't really see it as a big problem, but we're going to dive into what it is. And everybody's got an opinion and everybody's ticked off at each other. So let's dive in. It's called commissioner tags or auction tags. I don't know if you saw the video. If you follow a lot of the critter groups online, you probably saw the mule deer tag go for $500 and something thousand dollars or $700 and something. It was absolutely absurd, the amount of money that these tags are going for. 400,000 here, 500,000 there, 700,000 there. And okay, that's the way of the game. Now, for those that don't know what this is, the commissioners of your Arizona Game and Fish Department, and I'm just going to speak here for Arizona, but state by state is the same. The commissioners give tags away. They have tags to give away to organizations. So they have a elk tag. They have a mule deer tag. They have every kind of tag for our game species here. Those tags are very special because those tags, you don't have to have a season. Those tags, you don't have a unit. You can hunt north to south, east to west, 365 to find the perfect specimen that you want. That's why it's pretty cool. That's why it's amazing to get those tags, because obviously if you're going to spend that kind of money, obviously you're going to hire the best of the best guides, right? And you're going to get a trophy harvest. Now, in the state of Arizona, little did you know, in the state of Arizona, the word trophy doesn't exist in our hunting world. Just doesn't. You and I know what trophy is. You and I know what trophy hunting is. Everyone knows it. Your brothers, your sisters, your aunts, your moms, everybody knows what trophy hunting is. Legally, it doesn't exist here in Arizona. Does not exist. We have removed it from everything. Everything. We have removed the word trophy hunting from everything. Legislation, regs, everything doesn't say trophy. Can't find it. Reason being is those clowns, those slappies, those idiots at Humane Society of the United States, HSUS, look for those types of things. Do you know that rich men can gather to hunt for a trophy? They call that animal a trophy. It is a beautiful animal. And I want you to sign here so we can put legislation forth so we can stop this barbaric tradition. Do you remember the CNN follow up to Blackfish, which got basically SeaWorld to shut down the orca program? Their follow up was called Trophy. They wanted to take big game trophy hunting out of existence. They actually proved that it really does some good. And that falls right into what we're talking about. Right? So the tags are going for absurd amounts. There are those, I would assume that they're on forums or comment sections on social media, because those are one of the darkest places of our society, that started using the word fair. Well, that's not very fair if only millionaires, because obviously you better darn well be a millionaire if you're plunking $650,000-$700,000 down for a deer tag, right? You better be. So these millionaires get these big tags and we don't. Because you see here, right in the middle tenet, right? Number four is there's three above. The middle tenet of the North American model of wildlife conservation is three words only: opportunity for all. That's where we're having an issue. You see, I jumped into this knowing that Steve Clark and the Critter Group heads and everybody was all up in arms about the thought of getting rid of auction tags or commissioner tags. The thought of getting rid of those tags sent everybody into a tailspin because social media started. Comment section started on that's not fair. So the commissioners pay attention because the commissioners have to pay attention. By the way, they're volunteers. They're not making money on this. They have to pay attention because somebody very wisely said, guess what? It's one of the tenets of the North American model of wildlife conservation, opportunity for all. So there's no opportunity for, Joe Clock Puncher to get this tag. Actually, there is. If Joe Clock Puncher wants to get one of the lesser tags and mortgage the house and take out a $200,000, $300,000 loan, okay, they can do it. And we'll get to that in a minute. So the commission wants it up for discussion. They want to invite the big players in the game here in Arizona, and they've been chatting over the past couple of weeks. Now, I talk to very trusted people in our world here in Arizona, and two of them being the ones, a couple that are actually having these conversations in open forum and in private. So I started digging in on this, and I thought, well, this is dumb. This is a solution looking for a problem. What's the problem here? And before I spoke to the powers that be, the word fair kept popping up into my head, and I kept fighting it because I'm a father of two. And I keep saying, life ain't fair. Where's that written? Where's fair written anywhere? Fair? Opportunity is not fair. Even opportunity is not fair. So I'm like, okay, I have to talk to a couple of these cats because I want to see what the heck's going on, because it can't be what I think it is. It can't be. What I found out is that it was. It was. It just comes down to fairness. And I'm like, okay. Again, I am an advocate and great proponent of the North American model of wildlife conservation, period. I am one of the most outspoken lobbyists for the model. But when other words are added to it, I don't like it. I like the last four words of the Second Amendment: shall not be infringed. Boom. You can't talk me off of that. Opportunity for all. We have it. Anyone that is a state resident can buy a hunting fishing license, period. Anyone who is a state resident, even out of state people can buy a license. Even out of state people can apply for a tag. In state, apply for a tag. You can. And if you don't have 700 grand, maybe you can save 5 grand for a really good guide when you get drawn for bull elk and get a big trophy sitting on your wall. I was upset that I learned that this all came down to fairness, and it came down to the other word too, which is not in the North American model of wildlife conservation: money. So the critter groups are thinking, where is our money for conservation and on-the-ground projects and restoration projects and fence line projects and all of these projects coming from? Where's it going to come from if we take these millions of dollars for these tags out of it? And the right to ask that question. But you understand this. People always get funny when you talk about the money. You start talking about taking somebody's money from them, people just change. People get really upset. And rightfully so. I'm not knocking them for it, but I mean, that is just it. People, things, arguments and debate and discussion always go south when you talk about money. That's the way of things. Okay? So the critter groups are thinking, well, where in the world are we going to find this money? Where are we going to make that up? The commission says, it's a dang good question. That's why we hauled you in here, because we want to talk about different options and different opportunities. And again, I would still say, why? Why? What's wrong with what we're doing? Because it's raking in money. Raking in money. One, it comes down to optics, apparently. The fact that there are some tags year after year going to the same person or the same group of people. Okay. And on top of that, the last tag that was huge numbers went to the, I don't know, Prince Ali Ababwa from Aladdin. I don't know, some person from a foreign country, and that's just it. I had to make up a fake character so nobody got mad. And this person he had a 19-year-old wife, and he did this, and he's a bad person. Does his money spend here? Yeah, okay. Does the $700,000 not go to conservation and on-the-ground efforts? Like right here in Arizona because the dude's from another country? Is that? No. Oh, okay. Again, I'm still looking for a problem. So what it comes down to on those two fronts is optics. Optics. Because now you have an opportunity for Humane Society of the United States, the bonehead slappies that they are. You have an opportunity for them they're worse than PETA. Straight up, throwing it out there. They have an opportunity to come in and say, oh, yeah, knock on the door here. Boom, boom, boom. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Jones from California. How are you? Welcome to Arizona. Whoa, we see you've been registered Democrat your entire life. And hey, do you know here in Arizona that they can spend, rich people can spend $750,000, maybe even upwards of $1 million, just to kill a big, full-grown animal like an elk, a beautiful elk, the most beautiful that we have here in Arizona, the big giants. They can spend $1 million and fly into town on their private jets and kill something and go, I want you to sign right here. I want you to sign so we can eliminate this barbaricness, this barbarism. Sign here. There's a lot going on here, huh? Mm-hmm. That's why I wanted to talk to you about this today. And next week have two sides of the issue on to speak about it from their side as well. So we like to open discussions. But I want you to get my opinion first in my show. I do what I want. Thanks for playing, by the way. This is the Ghost Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a world that we live in. And you can find us on all the social media sites, even the one you're on right now. Get over to Facebook. I'm sorry, get over to YouTube if you want to find that video on the draw. So the commissioners are kind of in a precarious position because they know what's coming. They've seen this before. HSUS has been around when social media starts freaking out and starts to say that things aren't fair. People start to make movement. It's the social media mob, and it's frightening. So let me give it to you from. I'll let Commissioner Guggenauer explain it from their side, but I'll tell you this: in my years in media, one of the things recently that has become the most annoying to me is terms like this. Twitter is ablaze today over two individuals that voted for this and that. social media a buzz today about this. Social media responding. Those on social media are responding. What? 10, 20, as let's say, it even says 20,000 people. We have 330 million Americans right here in the United States. That I ain't even dropping the bucket. But they use social media as, social media says it, and I saw on social media. A problem on social media does not equate to a problem in the real world, because social media is not the real world, period. It isn't. Social media should be, I think, for what you're doing right now, watching a cool show and playing along in the comments and just, hanging out with me. And it's appreciated. That's social media should be, not tearing people down, canceling people. And, companies and maybe even organizations like this reacting to social media and thinking, well, we don't want the bad comments on social media. Who cares? You see, in my humble opinion, the North American model of wildlife conservation is the standard. It's the one that works. Period. It'll tickle my throat. Thank you. And part of that comes down to funding. The North American model of wildlife conservation cannot happen without funding, period. Started with funding from the Pittman-Robertson Act. Pittman-Robertson Act, so we're just get a quick little recap here, is when actual Washington, D.C. wanted to do something for we the people, and they said, hey, listen, we have to fund conservation of all this wildlife. How do we do that? How do we do it? Well, I got an idea. How about a tax? Yeah, not a fan of taxes, but if my taxes are going directly to on-the-ground conservation, funding conservation departments around the nation, okay. That was born the Pittman-Robertson Act, and that added an 11% excise tax on the top of ammunition and firearms. It has since expanded into different products thanks to the Dingell-Johnson Act. The Dingell-Johnson Act, which brought in fishing and angling gear. Okay? Those funds, that tax is distributed amongst the 50 states. That's how the funding happens. That's money. Got to have money. Got to pay for it. Then there was an idea, hey, what if we do something really special and we auction it off for big money? Maybe we'll get 5-10 grand extra per state. That's 50 grand, right? I mean, that's just $500,000. That's my math, right? That might be well. And then back in the old days, that was big money. I don't think the initial idea of commissioner's tags would have seen that these things were going to start to go for the amounts that they're going for. So that lands us where we are today. And by the way, it has been a lot of the reasons why people even buy tickets to some of these banquets, just because they want to see this auction. And in a lot of cases, there's a couple people in the room that are throwing up their arms to bid, but most of the people are in the back of the room like this. Yep. Okay, go. Yep. They're on the phone with the guy that's bidding or the gal that's bidding, period. Oh, that's not fair. Okay. Okay. Well, it is what it is. So people are there and the energy in the room is huge and the vibe's great and everything's good. Again, I'm getting to the point where please tell me where there's a problem. Because let's start with fair. Like I said, life ain't fair. It isn't. You know something? I'm sorry. I didn't take a lot of the risks and opportunities that I probably should have taken in my life, and it probably would have landed in a lot bigger financial situation than I am right now. I might have been able to afford one of those tags. I might have been one of those players in the game. But it wasn't that I didn't have it. Oh, Mike, but some people don't have those opportunities. Find me one. I want you to find me one. As a matter of fact, if you're one that does not have an opportunity to build wealth or did not have any opportunity to build wealth in your life, I want you to tell me. Comment right there. Tell me. Or tell me you know somebody. It's wrong. Yes, they do. Everyone. Okay, there's an exception. There's one or two exceptions. The vast majority of this nation have every opportunity to build wealth and play in this game. Period. They do. Oh, but some aren't taught that way. Okay, it does not mean that they don't have the opportunity. Right? Which dials us back to the model and tenet number 4, opportunity for all. Everybody got the opportunity. Are we going to, where do we stop this? Governor, of Arizona. I want you to look into those houses up there, Camelback Mountain. I want you to look into that. I don't think that's very fair. I don't think it's fair they have them. I don't think it's fair they have those houses. I don't think it's fair that they pay property taxes more than anyone will probably in 1 month than most people pay in their existence. I don't think that's fair that they have it. I don't. I need a 32,000 square foot house. We should look into that. See what I'm getting at? I don't see the difference. I don't. If I can't afford a $700,000 tag, I don't care. I finally got it drawn because I had the opportunity to be drawn, and I got drawn. And I'm going to go hunt. If I want to save up and pay for a big guide, I'm looking at a 350-inch elk. Boom. What else do I need? I don't hang out in circles where I'm bragging about I paid $700,000 for this tag. I don't hang out in those circles. And guess what? It's not unfair that I don't hang out in those circles. I don't want to hang out in those circles. I don't like those peeps. Sorry, guys. I don't like hanging out with you. We're not having a barbecue at my house. Because if you're playing in that game, you odds are won't come to have a barbecue at my house. Not fair. It is fair. Look. The issue of fairness needs to get swept aside. It does. Because there is no challenge to the tenet of opportunity for all. None. Okay. The other side. Well, let's just stay where we're at. So and I'm going to say this right because it was 2013. The Dallas Safari Club auctioned off the white rhino tag. It was $350,000, $350K. And people lost their minds that this guy was going to go kill a white rhino. After they ran him out of town, shut his business down, just eviscerated him in every way, shape, manner, and form, just absolutely crushed the guy. It came out from the conservation department in Africa that was auctioning off this tag. Hey, we needed that money, one. Two, we were going to take out this rhino anyway because he was too old. He wasn't breeding anymore, and he was killing babies. That's how this works. They didn't put it up to a $5 or $13 draw to get this rhino. They knew right where to go to get the money they needed and maximize the opportunity. So they put it up to the some euros and some Americans and said, all right, highest price wins. 350,000 it was. They would have got zero money. I don't even know if they got money. That guy got wrecked. So $350,000 for doing something they were going to do anyway. And now you look at the critter groups here. Maybe it's the Mule Deer Organization. Mule Deer Organization benefits from the sale of that tag, the astronomical money that comes from that tag. Where's that money going to come from now? If you eliminate that. And I'm not crying I know the people at Mule Deer Organization. They're friends. I'm not going to cry for them. They're volunteers. They're not making money on this. They're volunteers. What hurts is conservation. What gets destroyed is conservation. The opportunity for all to have the resources to participate in volunteer opportunities and projects around the state. It goes away. So now we see essentially the two sides. And again, I'm going to bring both sides to the argument next week. I'm very excited about that. So when I bring both in, I'm going to be respectful and I'm going to state my opinion. And I'm going to ask one question, and this, I promise I'm going to ask this question. It might not be verbatim. It'll be a question such as this. What solutions you got? Anything? Any alternatives? What do you got? One might be, there's this company we found that doesn't. Not in my book. How many companies do you trust right now? Yeah, exactly. That's right. I don't trust any. So I agree. agree with at least you're going to bring a solution. Good. You bring an option for a solution. That's good. Another solution would be to have a special tag on the draw portal that is for $25 for this tag. And then if as many people that put in for the draw put in for that special $25 or $40 tag, then that recoups that money. Okay. Then just random, somebody gets it. You know what's going to happen when that goes down? Oh, I saw that the winner of the last one was the cousin's former college roommate of the half brother of one of the commissioners. It's a scam. Going back to people are going to react to online trolls, and it turns into these types of debates and arguments. So there are solutions that would recover that money. Problem here. Opportunity for all, going back to it. Okay, I'm paying $13 for the opportunity to hunt an elk. Do I have, knowing that I have a $160 tag coming along if I get drawn, do I have the extra $40 expendable to do that? Is that really opportunity for all? See, going back to it. And then most importantly, do you think that the so-and-so of whatever country is going to, oh, okay, well, that's the new way Arizona's doing it, so I'm just going to buy 100,000. I'm going to buy 10,000 $50 tag option. That's how many I'm going to buy. You think I can do that? No, that money from that group is going bye-bye. It's going to another state that doesn't do this. Going to another state that has the commissioner tag. That's where they're going. They're going to skip Arizona. And then who now, again, has to step up and raise that money? We do. We're the ones that have to kick in for, to buy a vote or buy this or put in for an extra tag or the opportunity. If you ask me, somebody wants to come in here for the opportunity for, to take an elk and elk one for $700,000. Cool. Again, I shake my head at Lamborghinis that are driving up a residential street here in Arizona. I'm like, that's not what that car was made for. It's kind of funny, but good for you for having that kind of money. Right on. Good for you. Yeah. Good job. I don't begrudge them that. It's not fair I don't have one. It is, because I could have one if I want one. Just got to work harder. Should have made better decisions. Should have made better choices in my life. I didn't. So here I am. The lot in life I have is to wait as long as I can, or as long as I can stand to get drawn. This is we don't even have a solution looking for there is not a problem. And I'm going to start with Commissioner Guggenauer, and I will tell him, Jim is becoming a friend of mine. I have no problem in speaking very directly to him. Respectfully, of course. But I'll be speaking to him and potentially Steve Clark of Elk Society. So we'll see what we do. I haven't talked to him. So, Steve, if you're watching this, holla at your boy. Right? Thanks for hanging out with us. This is the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of the world that we live in. I know it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm seeing how we're doing on time. See, we're doing just fine on time. Heading up this weekend, again to Blue Rooster. And I'm not getting in the debate of high fence and fair chase. And I'm not worried about that. It's not my hunt. I'm just going to hang out and have fun. It's actually the hunt of my friend's daughter. And I wanted to bring this up because it's an interesting topic. It is a very interesting topic, and I think it might be one that you can relate to. It's going to be dads and lads. I'm going to swing by and grab intern Beans on the way up there. So it's going to be me, my buddy, his daughter, and my daughter. And we're going to have a great time. We're going to have it's going to be amazing. This is going to be his daughter's first hunt. And mom is not a huge fan of hunting, but understands that her husband is all about hunting, and he's one of the most amazing archers I've ever seen. Now you know who I'm talking about. And he said, my daughter wants to. She went on Uncle Michael's hunt. That's me. She went on Uncle Mike's hunt, and she went on intern Bean's hunt. She went on intern Sarah's hunt, and she wants a shot at the big leagues. She wants to step up. And so mom fully supportive because she's awesome. She's amazing. Yet there's that tinge of, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. Dad, no, the commitment was made. The trip has been booked, and we're going to see this through. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. What you're doing is pulling baby from mom's arms and all the maternal instincts therein, and taking baby into daddy world where it is put everybody to bed. We're going hunting. So this is going, it's playing out wonderfully because I'm staying abreast of the situation, and they're wonderful communicators. They've got a great marriage. They've got a great family. But this is something to really think about. How do you handle this? Because my buddy called me for advice when it first started, and I gave him my advice, and that's to the best of my experiences and knowing what I know about their relationship. But honesty is always the way. Period. End of story. This is what I feel. This is what I want. These are my desires. I'm communicating these to you, and I'm being honest with the entire feeling. I think it's going to be me and the kid, not me, you, and the kid, because I think you are going to add a nurturing element to nature. And we want, in this opportunity, nature over nurture. Doesn't mean that our daughter can't run into my arms or run into Uncle Mike's arms or into Bean's arms and just say, I don't want to, or, oh, that was wild. I'm emotional. Oh, the rifle hurt my shoulder, whatever it is. There will be nurture there. Just prior to that moment is where the nature's there. And I'm lucky enough to just come off a hunt with my son. When we were on our way, I had to have that nature. There was very little nurture going on. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of trash talking because that's what we do in my family. So there's very little nurture going on in a whole stream of nature. Because are you ready? Are you locked in on this? Are you dialed in? Do you feel confident? Talk to me about this. Where's our position? Where's our target? Aim small, miss small. Let's start going through the process. Okay, you have a bolt action rifle. Here's the deal. One will not be in the chamber. When you are ready, you will chamber only when you are ready. And when I say ready, this was a class in hunting 101, 202, wherever you feel like where that would belong. But he did good. He gave me the 4 tenets of firearm safety, as he always does. They got it backwards, and I believe it'll probably be their first tattoo. But I know if his mother was there, this would be a whole different story. It would be, you know what, you're being tough on him. Hold on a second here. You're being tough on him. He's obviously he's visibly nervous right now. And I think it's just time we may take a break from this kind of thing. Nope. Thanks for playing. No. Nope. Because it's serious. We're dealing with firearms. We're dealing with take and harvest of an animal, a real live animal that is going to have its life sacrificed for our table. And this is serious. This is emotional. It is adrenaline filled, and it is nothing to have doubt in your mind about. And those lead to the best hunts is when there's no doubt in your mind. You are confident and cool as a cucumber. Boom, this is it. This is time. It's go time. We're going now. We're going now. We're going now. We're going now. So that is what we are going to see this weekend. And it has nothing to do with moms shouldn't be a part of the hunt. Moms should always be a part of the hunt. Moms just have to, maybe if at all possible, maybe it's best to have moms as the second or third hunt attendee. First hunt, that maternal instinct, unless mom's a hunter, yeah, it might kind of throw a wrench in the system. Give me your thoughts on that. Let me know what you feel about that. That should be interesting. I want to hear what your thoughts on that, especially the ladies. Ladies, let me know if I've just stepped out of line. Mike's a misogynist. So you can totally go, even that mocking tone that I had right there. I know somebody's going to comment on it. So you can go ahead and I apologize already. It's okay. Y'all know me. It's all good. Y'all know I'm one of y'all. So hey, thanks for hanging out with us. This is the Go Show, and we are now rocking and rolling. So check us out: Spotify, Apple, Google. We're there. So wherever you want your podcast, that's where our podcast is. The Go Show with Mike Russell. iHeart. There's a matter of fact, there's 2. Oh my gosh. Yeah, when I left iHeart, there wasn't a Go Show podcast anymore. And so I was like, okay. So I went and made a URL and worked through Spotify and went on to iHeart, and I got approved for a new one. And then when I did a search for it, boom, guess what happened? The old one popped up. Okay. So if you do a search as it is now, there's 2 on iHeart. That's what. See, it took me so long to get the podcast up. I'm an overachiever. That's right. I got you 2. 2 on iHeart. Go ahead. The most recent one will have our show logo that looks like this. That's right. Show logo just like that, not my ugly mug on it. So the one with my ugly mug on it, that's old. Hopefully the problem will be taken care of next week, and we'll get up and running. So the podcasts are back. So thanks for your patience, and enjoy them. And check this. If you missed any of this, this show available on the podcast here momentarily. Now, again, next week, we're going to recap the hunt that we went on this weekend, and we are going to have both Jim Guggenauer and Steve Clark on to talk about both sides of this auction tag debate. That's right. It's going to be a fun one. Don't miss it. Saturday, 8:00. We'll see you then.